Why do Kenyans want him to resign? Is it because he's just a person of interest because he complained about this, or is it because he's the Deputy Inspector General? Or is it because people from different quarters, they don't want him to be the next Inspector General? So we have to be sure what is really at stake. Let's not just say we want DIG Lagat out of office for him to resign. No, he has shown that humility. He has shown that what the country entails him to do, to step aside, let the investigations go on. And we are pretty sure when the investigations are all done, the DIG will be back in office to serve the people of Kenya. So those who believe in his leadership skills should not even worry. He will be back very soon. Yes.
Hiyo inakuaje wanangu wa nguvu? Kama kawaida mimi najulikana kama Kaka J, na hivi leo niko na kati ya miamba ambao wameweza kuitikisa mitandao kwa siku 2 zilizopita. Ningependa tu kuweza kuzungumza naye ili tuweze kujua inakuaje. Kwa wale ambao mnamuona kwa mara ya kwanza, ni miongoni mwa CEOs hapa ndani ya Wazalendo Movement Africa. Si mwingine bali ni Eugene Oponyo. Inakuaje?
Salama sana.
Bwana unakaa umenyekea sana.
Inabidi. Hii maisha inataka unyenyekevu.
Au sio?
Naam.
Bwana, tumeona leo kwenye mitandao ya kijamii kwamba Eliud Lagat, ambao wengi wanahisi kwamba wanamtetea, ameweza kustep aside kuhusiana na kile kisa cha Albert Ojwang ambaye aliweza kupoteza maisha yake kwa kukizia kwamba aliweza kuuliwa kwenye seli. Labda sijui maoni yako ni yapi?
Asante sana kwa hilo. Eliud Lagat, this is a seasoned police officer. This is someone who has been in the service for far too long. This is someone who understands protocol. This is someone who understands cases. And this is someone who has handled a couple cases and he understands investigation processes. So this is someone who obeys the law. He understands him as the Deputy Inspector General. He was the complainant in this matter. So him being in the office at the same time, while the investigation is still going on, people might look at it from a public perspective that he might tamper with the case. That's why, as a law-abiding citizen, the DIG, that is Eliud Lagat, he has decided to step aside. And stepping aside doesn't mean resigning. Stepping aside inamaanisha anangoja upelelezi uishe, ukishakamilika, because we all believe in our institutions, which he also believes in. So after the investigations is over, and now a report will be tabled, and that's where we will know if DIG was involved or was not involved. But all we know is he was only a person of interest because he's a complainant in this case, not because he was involved in what happened, in what transpired to Albert Ojwang. So we are asking the members of the public community to be calm, not to paint this smear campaign they've been painting to the DIG that he is a person who should be charged in the court of law. No, investigations are going on, and we should focus to where this murder happened. We should not focus on the complainant. If we focus on the complainant with the DIG, we lose, we don't understand, we don't get the justice the family is yearning for, because the justice must be served. And when that time will come, we'll realize it is not for Lagat, it is for others who participated in this. So yes, we know, and we knew very well, this is an officer who understands all protocols and all procedurals in constitutional procedures. So he will step aside to let the investigations go on. And the moment IPOA will clear him, he will come back to the office and he will serve the people of Kenya. In fact, in 2 months' time, is the one who is coming to be the Inspector General. If the Deputy Inspector General was involved in this case, how damn can he be? He will be the Inspector General in 2 months' time. He goes ahead to involve himself in such a petty case. Why should he go to that trajectory? Yet he knows what is at stake. So that's why we are saying the DIG is only a person of interest because he's a complainant, not a person of interest because he was involved in the murder of Albert Ojwang. So I'm calling for calm from all Kenyans to let the investigations go on. After that, we'll know exactly what transpired. Tunaweza kuwa tunakashifu bure the DIG. Juzi tuliona CCTV za Mbagazi zilitokea. Na zikionyesha vizuri, there was someone of inspector rank who was escorting the body of Albert kuingia katika Mbagathi Hospital. Ni nani huyo ambaye alikuwa kwa duty hiyo siku? Huyo ofisa ambaye ameshikwa anaitwa OCS Talam. OCS Talam is an OCS, the commanding officer of the commanding station at Central Police Station. He is not he was not on duty that day, but he is the OCS. So we should be the ones calling out who was on duty on that day, who has executed this, who allowed other people, other inmates to join Albert in the cell. We should not be the ones to judge already. Talam is guilty, Lagat is guilty. No. We should speak about Samson Ng'ang'a. Samson Ng'ang'a was is the deputy OCS at Central Police Station. He was only interdicted. He has not been arrested. Why hasn't he been arrested? Why all these other officers who are on duty at the Central Police Station, they haven't been arrested? Why is it Talam only? That's why we have to be so categorical and honest as Kenyans if we are seeking for justice for this family. If we are truly seeking for justice, we should know who deleted all the CCTV footages at the Central Police Station. Is it Lagat? Lagat does not work at Central Police Station. Who delivered the corpse, or rather, who delivered the body of Albert to Mbagathi? The deputy inspector, the deputy OCS was part of the people who delivered that body. So why is it so hard now to point fingers at the people who did this murder? Why is it that we want to point fingers we want to come up with the narrative to see on how we can get other people from office? That is not the way to get justice, because we cannot get justice if we are trying to obstruct it and making sure other people who are involved in this case are not getting the same justice. You are asking them to resign. Sasa mimi nakuuliza, ingekuwa ni mtu kama mimi I was the complainant kwa hii murder case ya Albert, Wakenya wangekuwa naambia nani resign? Kwa sababu ingekuwa maybe mimi am a jobless person kama watu wengine, ingekuwa ni nani anakuwa anaambiwa resign? Manake huyu jamaa aliuliza yeye mwenyewe kuwa mimi na complain kwa sababu ya hili na hili na hili. So ni si yeye wa kuulizwa what happened to the victim. We have to ask the officers who were involved at the Central Police Station to know exactly what transpired, instead of just jumping into conclusion and saying this one is guilty, that one is guilty. No, we have courts, and that's why we are insisting that the Deputy Inspector General Eliud Lagat, the moment investigations are over, we would like him to get back to office and do the good work he has been doing for the country, for the people of Kenya, because we believe in his leadership, and we have seen what he has been doing. We have seen the impromptu visits he has been doing. So we have to be so categorical and say, look, yes, we know each and every person might get lazima kuna siku mbaya katika ofisi. So hii ni siku mbaya tu, na tunasema ni pole sana kwa familia ya Ojwang, na tunaendelea kuitisha nini ambacho kilitokea, na tutaendelea kuuliza maswali magumu ya kuwa nani ambaye aliua Albert Ojwang. Naam.
Kwenye mitandao ya kijamii baada ya Eliud Lagat kuweza kustep aside, many people, citizens of Kenya, wamesema kwamba he should not step aside, but he should resign.
Yes.
Because they say, according to them, that he is guilty. He is involved in the killing and the murder case of Albert Ojwang.
Yes.
What do you say about it?
You know, presumption of innocence can only, or rather guilt can only be done in the courts of law. And this, as a police officer who has been in the force for quite some time, he understands investigations must be thorough. And once the investigations are done, now he can be able to resign. This is not a matter for him to resign, because he is a complainant in the matter. He has only stepped aside because him being a complainant in the office he holds, it contradicts the case. That's why he has to step aside, so that the public does not feel like he should be the person he is a serious person of interest in this case. However, he should not be the ones to resign, because if he resigns, it already gives assumption of guilt. Why should he say he's already guilty when already the investigations are going on? The investigations have not said, yes, he did it. So for a resigning means he has presumpted to be guilty. Yet the courts, or rather the institution in this country, they are poor, have not pronounced him guilty. Why do Kenyans want him to resign? Is it because he's just a person is just a person of interest because he complained about this, or is it because he's the Deputy Inspector General? Or is it because people from different quarters, they don't want him to be the next Inspector General? So we have to be sure what is really at stake. Let's not just say we want DIG Lagat out of office for him to resign. No, he has shown that humility. He has shown that what the country entails him to do, to step aside, let the investigations go on. And I'm sure, we are pretty sure when the investigations are all done, the DIG will be back in office to serve the people of Kenya. So those who believe in his leadership skills should not even worry. He will be back very soon. Yes.
Labda kuna wale ambao wanajiuliza it has taken a long time for him to step aside, ndio aweze kuruhusu zile investigations ziweze kufanyika. Je, unahisi kwamba ni kwa nini amekaa for so long kuweza kustep aside hadi kupelekea vijana kujitokeza kwenye barabara na kufanya maandamano?
Unajua kesi ingeanza tu leo alafu yeye kesho asha step aside. Hiyo already inamaanisha kuwa kuna kitu maybe yeye aambi watu ukweli. Lazima kungekuwa na threshold ambayo imefika ya upelelezi ambayo inaweza mfanya aseme let me step aside, msiseme mimi ndo na obstruct hii investigation. So angekuwa tu wa haraka kusema sawa, wamenitaja katika hii kesi, ni mimi kusema mambo ya kesi wacha mambo ya kazi wacha ikae kando, kwa sababu kuna Wakenya wengine pia usalama wao unaangaliwa na huyu DIG. So lazima pia akue keen nayo, sio tu kuamka asubuhi na anasema hapana, hii kazi ambao wamenipatia mimi sitaki, wacha niache kwa sababu nimeshtumiwa katika hii mambo. Hapana. Yeye kama mtu ambaye amekuwa katika idara ya askari anaelewa kuwa kuna mfumo ambao unafuatwa wa upelelezi, na ukishafika kiwango fulani kama uko katika ofisi unahitajika you step aside, upelelezi ushaisha, unarudi ofisini, unaendelea na kazi kufanyia wananchi wa Kenya. Naam.